So that was the end of Aharen-san. That was the season finale, and I have some feelings about the season finale, and I want to talk a little bit about the show like entirely, because this is gonna be the last time that I talk about Aharen-san, at least in this kind of like special review format, this episodic format. So let's talk about the end of the episode, or let's talk about the end of the anime this episode. And, really, I think I finally got what I wanted out of this anime. And I think that, we don't have the old saying is like, oh, you can definitely see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I definitely think that we saw it and we made it out the tunnel and we're there. But the way that they got there, like, and this might just be me, and you might feel completely different, and you might be completely fulfilled. And if that's so, like, that's freaking ass awesome. But for me, like, I don't feel completely fulfilled, even though like I got exactly what was intended, and that is Raito and Aharen getting together, right? So we finally see exactly what ended up happening during the time that they kind of spent out camping, and when the wind came and blew by, and the confession that we heard or didn't hear, what happened there. We finally learned that basically Aharen dropped the ball and she wasn't able to complete her thoughts and complete her feelings and to surface them. But Raito was able to do what she wasn't, and he was like, he in that moment he was able to be not dense and realize, okay, I know that she's not able to say this part, but I need to convey what my feelings are. And his were, hey, I like you. And he was able to convey those feelings to her. Therefore, that's where we saw the kiss happen. And then she ran off right after that. So we learned that this time that, that's exactly what ended up happening. And thankfully, this episode, Oshiro goes to bat for her friend. Aharen goes to tell her what was happening. She asks her a simple question, hey, are you and Raito going out now? She says no, and she was like, Raito. And she goes to basically, practice her katana arts and, her sword play. And then she challenges him to a challenge. It comes out eventually that, Raito says, no, I like her a lot. And Aharen hears that again, and she's able to confess her feelings in that time, with the support of her friends. Everybody comes out, including all the different characters that were there, all that were present. So the kids in class like Ishikawa comes out. They come out of the woodwork hiding. The teacher Tobaru, whatever, the Miss Blood Sport lady, she comes out, and they all view her and congratulate them on finally being able to get together. And I thought that was sweet and it was great. Then the episode ends with the tea. Aharen at the moment wanted to thank everybody, so she invites all of them to tea. And then at the end of the episode, Tobaru, which is the savior, the teacher, the sensei, she couldn't hold in her esteem anymore. She just like explodes everywhere. And decent end to the episode. Now, what I will say is, before I say anything negative at all, what I will say is, from a cuteness level, I think it was definitely really cute. From a like slice of life, very easygoing storytelling way. Like this was very easygoing. We never like strained to get to this. I don't think they sacrificed anything getting to this point. And once they're together, they end on a scene of them, holding hands, and Aharen whispering in Raito's ear, which we can only assume I love you or something of that nature, right? And they end up holding each other's hands. And it's a really cute, really well played out moment. And I think that one of the things that this episode succeeded at was being that very casual and comfortable way to building up to what occurred. So what didn't I like? Again, like I had said a little bit, at the beginning, it felt a little bit unsatisfying, okay? And it didn't need to be this big spectacle or anything, but I'm glad we got here, and I want to be happy that we got here. I genuinely, I am, and I want to be happy that we're here. And at the end of the day, the anime is over, and it ended with them getting together. And I think that's the main thing to take away from this. But because of the way that we got there, it just didn't feel like like it's not something that you were like, yes, like it's happened. Like it just kind of felt like, yeah, cool. Like it just didn't feel like that satisfaction that I've gotten from certain other anime. And it's not to be compared, but let's just say like one like Horimiya, right? Now Morimiya and Hori during that anime, they got together within like a couple of episodes. But when it happened, you're like, yeah, it happened, So I felt like really satisfied. I just didn't get that satisfaction from here. But at least they did get together by the end of the episode. Now, what I think about the anime holistically is I think this was a good anime, and I think it had a lot of really cool ideas. Some of the ideas just didn't work out because like the constant reoccurring theme of Raito having the like constantly mistaking Aharen to be something that she's not. The only time he got a real win in those misconceptions is when the whole Beyblade stuff happened, and that was probably like one of the best things so far. Is like the Beyblade stuff. But overall, he's always like, oh, she's a sumo wrestler, she's a cook, she's a this, she's a that. Even this episode, she was like, she's this ancient tea guy who destroyed Japan, who controlled Japan, whatever. Like, I think that they all have been cute, but I think it was overdone, and I think the repetitious storytelling of Aharen was overdone a little bit. It felt like the director or whoever the studio, the director, the people the production studio, the way that they kind of like produced the episode was like, okay, we're gonna go boom, and then we're gonna go boom, and then we're gonna go boom, and the next episode we're gonna do the same thing, boom, 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 and each episode followed the same theme, which is a good and bad thing, and I think a lot of times I heard it a little bit. Last thing I'll say is I think Aharen really had some really cool ideas with introducing a girl who's very soft-spoken and who really sucked at social distancing and didn't really understand social cues. Having somebody else who's kind of in that same boat, but yet he's more open, really dumb, really dense, but is always misunderstood because he's huge and people think he's mean, but that's not the case. He's really soft spoken. He's a big old bear, and I think that they had a lot of really cool vibes and really cool plot devices that they just didn't fully utilize. And the romance between them, I think it was natural and it happened naturally, but I felt like it just could have been handled better. So I think this all comes down to decent story, decent plot, decent characters, pretty good characters, I would say as well. Definitely, I think the characters that really kind of like really stood out to me that I've said before. I think Toburo, the teacher, that really stood out to me a lot. I think the best friend, I think Oshiro, really stood out to me a lot. I like that she's always hiding everywhere. And then we even have like the little kids, the two kids who were kind of like in love, not love, the one who calls Aharen king. And then even Aharen's like siblings, like Ren and Eru, I think that they were well developed as well. So like I feel like this anime definitely had a really good character development. I just feel like this is an anime, I think at the end of the day, when we go look at reviews, when we go look at my anime list, I think it's going to be like a really solid like 7 out of 10. But I don't think it's going to basically be like a masterpiece, and that's okay. So overall, really great season of an anime. I stuck with it through the end. I feel good that I stuck with it through the end. I feel good that they finally got together. I think that I would have loved to see a little bit more more out of this anime. I don't know if we're going to get a season 2. I can't imagine that we would, and if we don't, that is okay. What I will say is definitely make sure you guys support the anime if it gets if and when it gets a dub. I think this is definitely dub worthy. So I'm checking right now if Crunchyroll has dubbed it already. It looks like it looks to me like they haven't dubbed this one. So if Crunchyroll ends up picking this up and dubbing it, or actually no, they did dub it. So it looks like once they finish the dub, here looks like they're on episode 10. Make sure you guys check out the dub. I'll check out the dub as well. Give it one more watch. Then put it on my forever backlog list of completed anime. But thank you guys for being with me all season long. This was the finale of Aharen-san. Make sure you guys hit like and subscribe. Join me for the summer. We have some big stuff coming this summer, a big anime coming this summer. So I hope to see you guys there. But from me to you, drop those final comments in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.